Hello and welcome to Critscast. My name is Agro, and today we are going to be talking to the creators of Creators.tf. So I'm going to start.
Go on.
Just
looking around.
I think I played Bale of Hay. Actually, what I would say is you've got a whole bunch of new servers on here.
Mm-hmm.
New servers, new maps on here. But I'm inclined to believe that these aren't new maps. They are maps that have existed for a while that haven't been updated, or maps that have existed.
To get content to get in here, the original creator has to submit their creation to us, so we have full permission for everyone involved. These are all maps that were submitted to us either before or after the Smithmas update, which is when we launched. So basically it's what we've got to work with, but we find these maps we test everything obviously before it goes out.
Right. So, I mean, it's not a case that just someone can submit it. It has to be the actual original creator.
It has to be the person that made it, exactly, yes. So we don't want to end up, you don't want to make a map and then wake up the next morning and find out we're using it on our servers. No, you've got to submit it yourself. No matter the amount of people that try to get us to add stuff that they didn't make, we always check, so yeah.
Have you had that?
A lot, yeah.
Really?
Quite a lot of the submissions we've received are, can you add this random thing I found in the workshop? Yeah, it'd be great, but the guy that made it hasn't updated it for 5 years, and he didn't tell us it's okay. So, and we don't want to get in trouble. So yeah, that's the whole point.
Have you kind of pushed it the other way as well? Have you had someone say, please have this map, and then you've gone and reached out to the map maker and said, would you like to be part of this thing, or has there been no need for that yet?
I'm not. Jyoti might be able to help out with this, but I'm not sure. I think we've had a few people go contact creators on their own to tell them about this, and then they've gone ahead and submitted the stuff. But I don't think we've reached out to anyone. We've reached out to a few people, I think.
The first update, the self-made Smiths, we had to reach out to people because we didn't have enough submissions to fill out an event.
Right.
So that was the only one. But after that, Tyler made a video, and we got a lot of submissions.
Yeah, we have a lot of content to go through, so a lot of ideas for new updates and stuff like that. So, but keep it coming. I mean, if you got something you made and want to submit, send it over to us.
Is there any kind of like review or testing that goes ahead for, particularly I'm thinking about new maps, where
certainly. Yeah.
Is there a secret server somewhere where you go through and test these things out with various individuals that have proven track record of knowing what's good and plays well?
Exactly, yeah. So we do, before we push anything really, we always have to test it to make sure it plays well. Sometimes we'll, in our Discord, just say, hey guys, check it out, so we get a full server, make sure everything works properly. A lot of different people that know exactly what they're doing. And we've had a few maps we needed to optimize ourselves with the creators, so we've spoken with them, we've had a few map experts take a look. So we don't just grab content and just push it out, no, we make sure everything works properly. So
you've got 20 servers across the world. Is there anywhere that isn't being covered at the moment?
We're currently looking at Asia. So Singapore, that kind of area. We're looking at that right now, actually. But apart from that, I mean, we launched with this update. We launched servers in Brazil, which have proved to be massively popular. There's quite a big community in Brazil. So that's been probably our most demanded and most used region up to date.
Really? I mean, I know that there's at least 3 different competitive groups in Brazil.
Exactly, yeah.
It seems like an almost incongruous kind of statement that Brazil is the best place to find TF2.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's a huge country.
Jota's Brazilian, so he can tell you all about that. But yeah,
it was my fault of opening a Brazilian server. I had to beg for them. It happens. I'm happy.
Exactly, yeah. When I first figured out about this project, I mean, I wasn't playing TF2 that much anymore because all of the cheating bots in the EU servers, that kind of thing. So
yeah, I think this is the last or the first 10 minutes of TF2 I played recently where I haven't actually checked the scoreboards to see who's cheating.
That's exactly what we're going for, making it classic feel. Everyone's having a good time. That's what we're going for.
So how do you keep hackers and the like away? The one problem I have with well, not the one problem. There are many problems, but with standard Team Fortress 2 as we know it at the moment, is that you get a hacker, and as soon as the vote goes up to kick them because they're clearly hacking, they leave the server and then immediately rejoin. So, how are you tackling like the inevitable hackers?
So when it comes to cheat, I don't like to use the word hackers. I like to use the word cheaters. When it comes to cheaters, the people we've had mainly, it's not been bots, it's been individuals. And the way we've been dealing with them is we have a core admin system like most other community servers. Someone will be on there, spectate. If they look fishy, get rid of them. That's pretty much been it. We're working internally on getting a basic kind of anti-cheat plugin just to stop, like the blatant spin botters, kind of that kind of thing, which we've had a few of. But I mean, people vote kick them quite quick as well. That's something. I mean, obviously, all of the bots that fill up 6 and 6 on each side, they're mainly on Valve servers because they probably know. I mean, at the start we had a lot of not only cheaters in the games, but also attacks on our network infrastructure by people who are mad that they got banned. But all those issues have been resolved now, and we don't get that many cheaters because they know that they're immediately going to get banned.
Do you get a bunch of people going for a DDoS attack?
Yep. I think when we went live with this update, I think we got 26 attacks.
What, simultaneously? In a day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily, our network provider is very thankful, and that was all did not hinder us one bit, I must say.
So, I mean, I have known for some time that such things as or DDoS proof, or at least high bandwidth servers that mitigate the effects of DDoS attacks have existed, but they tend to be extremely expensive.
So that's the thing, basically. So there are a few network providers that one of our team recommended a company to us, which we're now using. They've been really good. Their support team's amazing. They've been pretty decent with it, to be fair. And the other company we use is a big European provider that have like a terabit of bandwidth, I think, to stop attacks. So they're used to it, and that's what they're known for. That isn't that expensive. So we're trying to use. I mean, the amount of people that have been donating to us is insane, I must say. And I didn't expect that much, and it shows how much the community love this game and want to see it thrive. But we were trying to make the most of our funds and make sure everything's protected properly.
I'm pretty sure I'm about to die. Yep.
Yeah, none of us are taking a salary from this at all, because that's not what we want to do. And if we were, obviously no money would go into the servers, so...
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, begs the question, what are you doing it for?
I mean, I'm doing it because I want to play TF2 without cheaters. Personally, that's what I want to do. I mean, since this project has gone live, I've started playing TF2 so much more than I ever used to, because I kind of just stopped because it was getting boring of just having spin bottles on every single team. For me personally, it's wanting to play TF2 without cheaters and seeing the amount of people it's affecting, and we get messages all the time from people saying, "Hey, thanks for doing this. I haven't played TF2 in 6 years, and I've started playing it again, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for adding all these new map stuff." It just makes it all worthwhile. I think just seeing the effect it makes on people.
53 out of 100 CP. What's CP?
What was that? Contract points, I'm going to say. Yeah, so if you look on the contract, if I pull it up on my here, because I've just died. Yeah, so basically you just see, I think it's 2, it depends what contract you just run in the new beginning one, yeah?
Yep.
Let's see what that one is. I forgot off the top of my head. New beginning. Yeah, so you get 2 CP if you assist or kill an enemy. And then you get 15 if you dominate someone, and you get 30 if you become the MVP. So basically you can get 100 of that, and then you get the reward, which is coin. Is it? Yes, you get a crate, and you get some coins, and the coins can be used to purchase cosmetic items and more stuff in the future that can be used on our servers. So this is how we're adding new stuff, basically.
Right. So it isn't. You don't launch the game and suddenly get a bunch of new items.
No. So you got to play So you go on the contractor, you load it up, so you have to play the game.
Yep.
You play the game, you get the contract points, and you can either save up enough coins to buy cosmetic items, and then that'll include other stuff like weapons and other stuff in the future, or you also get a crate with most, if not all, of the contracts, which you open up, and then you get a random chance of getting a random item, and which then you can equip, and then that's put on your character in the server. So you'll see a few cosmetics you don't recognize in these servers because we've added them. So stuff like, let's see, if you get on the front page of the website, there's like a slider which shows all the ones we added in this event, and you can equip them along with your existing TF2 items. So
I think next time I die, I'll go and have a quick look at that.
sounds good.
Which could be happening sooner rather than later, since I'm facing off against a heavy and a soldier. Right, that did happen a lot sooner than I was hoping for. Okay. So front page store.
Yeah. So if you go store, yep, at the top. And then you can see, so we've got a crate, and then we've got all the items you can buy, and then we've got the previous events items which are still available for purchase.
Right.
So you see the balance at the top right.
Your balance, in my case, 0.
Nil.
Nil. Yet.
Yeah. So once you excuse me. Yeah. So once you complete a contract, you'll get a crate, and you get 250 coins, which you can use to buy more crates, or you can save them up to buy cosmetics that you want, or you can just spend them all on crates and hope you get what you want.
Right. So very much like TF2 then.
Exactly. Yeah. And then once you've got cosmetic items, you can go to the inventory, and then you can equip them in loadout slots and stuff. So you can set them to override stuff you've got on your Valve inventory.
And it won't override it in games that aren't this game, aren't the server.
No, so it has to be these servers. Yeah.
You've got like 3 new maps, I think, in this.
1, 2. These are all the same map.
5 new maps.
There you go. So we got 5 new maps, and then we added a few Valve maps, which we did a community vote for in our Discord server. To just pad it out, because we didn't want it to be the same 5 maps over and over again for a month. So we added stuff like Harvest, all the community favorites basically.
Right.
Just to make sure everything is still.
So obviously 240 is in there.
No.
Really? I'm
CTF.
curious about that.
At the moment, I think, are we working on a? I think we work on a basically a fix. Basically, so we had a CTF map. We had CTF Snowfall, which is basically Snowy 2-Fall, in the first one, and we found that half of the people loved it, half the people hate it, as CTF is, because it's an interesting game mode. So half the people would love it, half the people would immediately disconnect from the server. So we're trying to figure out a way we can make CTF work properly for us, basically, to make sure it has a proper time limit, all that kind of stuff. So maybe next time we'll have some CTF maps, but not for now, because it kind of killed the rotation, really.
Yeah. Which is pretty bad.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
I guess, I mean, part of the joy of working like on a non-salary project is that everyone is, whether it's for your own benefit or whether it's for the benefit of Team Fortress 2 as a whole, you're all working towards the same sort of goal.
Yeah. And it's, you're not here if you don't enjoy it.
Mm.
And if you enjoy it, you do your best. So everyone is putting the hardest they can into this project, because we all obviously love the game, and we don't want it to. We want to add new stuff to it.
I did notice that, like, one of the original goals was that you'd have new content every month, and that's been that ideal of being able to provide new stuff on a very rapid turnaround has been mitigated or nullified. Essentially, it's no longer the goal to do it like on a weekly or monthly basis anymore.
Well, I mean, for the moment, we're still building all of our. We're still scaling out. We're still expanding. Hopefully, in the near future, we'll be able to have systems in place where we can just decide what we want to add, test it, add it. That's easy. But at the moment, we're still implementing everything, because it's obviously still very new. Most of the stuff is all custom written, so at the moment that's where most of the effort is going into. But eventually we'll be able to just go every month, okay, we want to add these maps, because we'll have enough submissions, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And we would say we want to add these maps, these cosmetics, and just do it. And then so everything's still very much a work in progress at the moment, but
But you've not given up on that as being a goal, as having
Oh no, certainly not. It's on hold for the
rotating
moment.
content, etc.
No. That's been the plan all along. Otherwise, we turn into Valve when you're waiting a year for an update.
There's definitely a certain amount of success that has that various server owners have had doing things like sort of what is it? Run the tank, capture the tank. I can't come with the phases.
Yeah.
Or the virus servers. I mean, there's quirky ways of playing Team Fortress 2.
Certainly, that's one of the best things about it is that I don't think you'll find another game outside of, I mean, obviously Counter-Strike stuff like that, but it's the same kind of engine. This is so like you can do whatever you really want with TF2. Like if you know what you're doing, if you're a programmer, people have created amazing stuff that I don't think Valve ever thought was possible. / they never thought about it. The amount of custom game modes and stuff there are for this game is incredible. This is probably why it's lasted so long.
Okay, well, it looks like I've got my 100 points.
Right, cool. So if you go to your website now, if you go back to the contract, you can turn in the contract. It's very much like the Valve one. You click on the contract, you turn it in, and then it'll process your rewards for you.
Okay. Right, I've got 2/3 of the way there, according to this. Become MVP of the round during the event. So I'm going to turn it in anyway.
Cool, there you
I'll have to come back to it when I'm in a better mood. Stranded is the next one. Assist or kill an enemy on Stranded. So it's going to be a map-specific one.
Yep, so that's the new is that the new? Yeah, that's the new beginning event. If you go, the other folder is more...
Creators, kill or... assist or kill an enemy on Creators.tf servers. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so these are very generic ones, you know, like where, these are on all the Valve maps, and then the new beginning ones for the specifically new beginning maps.
It looks like I've got some moolah. So
Indeed,
250, which is not quite enough to get any of the items, but I can get a crate. Are you
I
sure
think you'll already have a crate as well, because you get a crate and some coins for completing it. So if you go to your items, you can see that.
Okay. Items. So I'm being really useful in Spawn right now. Oh yeah, great. Gonna use it. Why would anybody delete a crate? That makes no sense.
People are weird.
Yeah.
I guess they wouldn't do it a crate, but if you get a load of duplicate items, you might wanna. I think that's why we added that feature.
Right. I've got shady business. Okay, how do I...
Yeah, and you can also scrap duplicate items for coins to get back. Not as much, but so that's also another option. Instead of just outright deleting them.
And it looks like there's a thing on here to vote for the item on Steam, which is quite a cool...
Yes, that was something that the creators asked for, which is understandable. So you click that link, and then it takes you to the workshop. So you can vote for the item, because these are all obviously Steam Workshop items. I wonder if I'll see anyone on these servers that land, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, LAN is the next logical progression. Is LAN the next logical progression for this kind of thing? Is there ever going to be a Creators LAN?
That sounds something I'd love to do.
Yeah, what the hell would that look like?
Oh damn, that sounds good. I'm trying to think. Maybe. That's another thing people have asked us to do, if we can decrease like the Valve respawn times. But we're not going to look into that because...
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely servers out there that are instant respawns.
Yeah. People don't realise what we're trying to do here. That's the main problem. We're trying to recreate TF2 the way that Valve originally envisioned it. And people ask us, like, oh, can you host like a dodgeball server and that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
There are other places to go for that.
So, okay, are there plans for people who have surplus coins to spend? That's a good question. Presumably...
Go on.
Yeah, I was going to say coins being the currency for Creators.tf.
Yeah. I mean, yes, you can spend it on... We've only got two cosmetic sets at the moment. So we've got the self-made Smiths one and the new beginning one. We plan in the future to have more things you can buy with coins. I'm not going to say anything right now, But in the future there'll be more things you can spend your coins on. So save up. And of course, if you've got any duplicate items, you can scrap them with the scrap feature we added a few weeks ago. So you can get it's a bit less, but it's better than just outright deleting the item. So if you're opening cases and you've got 3 of the same hat, you can just sell them back almost at a reduced price. But it's it's still better than getting nothing.
It is an interesting question when you think about like the Valve economy and the hats and various stores associated with TF2. That as it stands, the service you're providing, although in many ways it is parallel to or consistent with a sort of Valve economy and trading and all those kind of things, it fundamentally it differs in that there is no there's no way of like trading in the things that you've got, the coins you're getting on the website for actual money.
So obviously we don't have a trading system on the site at the moment. I don't know if we're looking into that or not. I think there were some scam concerns originally.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly why we're not doing it. But I mean, the reason that TF2, I mean, any virtual items, because they have a values, because they're tradable and that kind of thing, and because of the rarity. I mean, we don't really have any rarity at the moment.
Yeah.
Because they're all just common cosmetics that everyone can get just by playing the game for a bit. So I think we'll look into it eventually, but for now it's just adding cosmetics and other stuff.
Like, given the success of things like the Particle Mayhem event, where like particle creators were encouraged to make special particles. Sounds a really strange way of there's another way of saying particles now.
Particles.
Yeah, particles. Yeah, I mean, would there be any possibility for crossover?
When it comes to that kind of, I mean, I'm not a developer.
Yeah.
When it comes to that kind of thing, I think there are some things we can implement really easily, like cosmetics. There are some things like unusual effects, that kind of stuff is quite hard to put in. And I think, again, we were looking into doing it, but there's quite a lot of concerns about how it's going to be done, what kind of file size. I think they need to put it to the map or something like that. I'm not too sure about it, but
right.
It's something we'd like to do, but how we implement it, that's the problem. And obviously, Source is a weird and wonderful beast, so I don't know much about it, but. I think we did get quite a few particle effects submitted as well, so we've certainly got it to play. If you've got something, submit it, and if we ever can use it or if we want to use it, we'll look at it and we'll let you know.
Nice.
It's good to have options.